We're going to talk about Newsbank's Access World News. This is where you're going to find current articles from all over the world. There are, for example, in Access World News, 7 different publications for New Canaan alone. So multiply that around the world. It's huge. So newspapers are in the yellow folder, and Access World News is Newsbank. So you can see the NB for Newsbank, and it's very hyper local news from around the world. Once you get there, I'm going to recommend that you click on more search options. And that way you can get the advanced search field, which I really prefer. So I'm replicating a search that I've done in a couple of other places, but we're looking for the glass ceiling or 70 cents because we're examining the wage gap for men, or for women rather, between men and women. And we're going to look for that information in the lead or first paragraph. So you click on the little caret to the right of the right field, search field, and you'll see that lead first paragraph is one of the options. All right. When you're looking at your results, it will default to newest, which is a little, and that is different from ProQuest and EBSCO for that matter. So it defaults to newest, and because it's a database of newspaper articles from around the world, that's really a sensible place for it to do. So the number 1 is not helpful. It's about the Edmonton Oilers. Right? So it's about sports. It's really not what we're looking for at all. But the second and the third are actually quite relevant. And this is one of the challenges we have with newest, is that sometimes the results are not relevant. But just because the first one isn't relevant doesn't mean that all the results are wrong. So be sure to dig down into the list. One of the things you can do is narrow by source location. So in this case, I chose North America. And you can actually narrow down further in North America to just the US. Also, please note that there's a bar of videos that runs across your search results, which is pretty helpful. The 2 buttons you want to focus on in the navigation menu are the download button and the cite button. So we're going to start with the download button. So one of the options that comes up then is save to Google Drive. And when you're saving to Google Drive, be sure to check the include citation and scroll down to MLA, and it will include the citation for you. You will definitely need to log in to your @ncpsk12.org and allow Newsbank to access your Google Drive before it will send the document there. And then it takes a moment, so be patient with this little, progress bar. But it will send it to Google Drive when it's done. It will create a folder for you in your Google Drive. Your Newsbank articles will just automatically load into that folder, and that will be that. When you click the Cite button, you have to select MLA, and then you will get the citation. Now, I've got to caution you that Newsbank is the worst of all of our databases on citations. This one omitted the authors of this article altogether and then repeated the title twice. So if you look at that, this is everything that's wrong with it. And if you just go back and look at the article in the database, it literally tells you who wrote it. So obviously they omitted that information completely. So here's the before and the after citation once we fixed it. And once you're done with that, what we want you to do is go to your works cited in Schoology and add in this citation by overwriting the first citation that's there and pasting it without formatting. So let's see that again. We'll wait for we're adjusting the containers to make sure that they're italicized. All right, so you put your cursor at the beginning, you drag it to the end to highlight the text, and then instead of pasting, you go to Edit, Paste Without Formatting, or Command-Shift-V, and then you start making whatever adjustments you need to make. All right? Okay.